Health Alive, and you represent volunteer engagement professionals across this country. Tell us a little bit about what you think volunteer managers need now to create opportunities for belonging, mission impact, and a stronger sense of we.
Well, Vanessa, I want to thank you for asking that question, because leaders and volunteers have been waiting for this to be asked for so long, so I am, with gratitude, excited to answer for you. I think the very first thing is that we need to be intentional about designing mutually beneficial, meaningful experiences, not only with the voices of volunteers in mind, but also with staff and community members. And sometimes this isn't that easy, right? It doesn't come naturally, so there's training involved with that. Well, that's where I need everybody to understand that volunteer engagement is a bona fide profession. There are characteristics, there are standards, there are CBAs, right, that credential that lets us know that it's happening. So the professional development for whoever is leading the volunteers in your organization is just as important as anybody else. So if it's full-time paid, part-time paid, or even included in other duties as assigned, get them the support that they need in that training. Because what it's also going to end up doing is allowing the organization to understand that volunteer engagement is an organization-wide responsibility. It's not only reliant on the leader of volunteers. A really quick example of one organization that I have when it came to volunteer appreciation, the entire organization got behind it, from the CEO to the production crew. And that was just what we led from our department. But then each department individually held and did something special for their respective volunteers because they got it. And so understanding that is so important. And then the last thing that I want to say is that for that support for the leaders and volunteers, invest in the infrastructure of volunteer engagement. In other words, show them the money. Show them the money, right? Give your leaders and volunteers a budget. Give them a raise. Invite them to the table when organization decisions are being made, and volunteers that directly affect the volunteers, right? Because often they're being paid, and then the leader of volunteers has to go and scramble to accommodate it because the volunteers were left out. If volunteers are as important as we continually say that they are, then invest in the right people, systems, and technology that allow the leaders of volunteers to create constructive, meaningful opportunities for volunteers to empower and affect our community.